Imagine never having to apply for another job because everyone is throwing job opportunities to you left, right, and center. Now, if that sounds like what you want, then make sure to watch this video till the very end. In just a few minutes, I'll give you insider tips that will transform your basic LinkedIn profile into a magnet for hiring managers. The second to the last tip is a real game changer, so you do not want to miss it. When optimizing your LinkedIn, it's super important to think from a recruiter's point of view. So first, let's talk about the LinkedIn Recruiter tool. If you've never heard about it, it's a search engine that allows recruiters to easily search for professionals based on keywords, skills, experience, and more. So for example, when they are looking to fill a front-end engineering role, all they need to do is to type in front-end engineer into the LinkedIn Recruiter, and it will instantly pull up a list of front-end engineers that they can then browse to. So you want to make sure that your profile is at the top of that list for whatever role that you're looking to get. The recruiters will be clicking through various profiles and reaching out to the ones that catch their eye or catch their attention. So put yourself in their shoes. LinkedIn is a search tool to help them find professionals and exceptional talent. So you want to speak their language by optimizing your LinkedIn presence. You want to get their attention. So let's get started on these tips. The very first tip I want to share with you today is to use a professional and perfect headshot. Now, your LinkedIn profile photo is one of the first things that people notice about you. So I like to say not having a photo at all is a sin. Recruiters and potential connections want to see who they're interacting with. If you do have a photo, make sure it looks sharp, it looks professional, and it looks high quality. Making that first good impression, starts with having a professional and approachable headshot. First, choose a plain background, nothing too distracting. You want to look at CEOs and professionals like Ryan Chesky of Airbnb. He nails his headshot with a simple backdrop. There are also so many free image enhancers that you can use for your photo. You could just type free image enhancer or upscaler on Google, and then you choose the one that you like, and you will just see how it transforms your pixelated photo into a detailed masterpiece. Another thing you want to do is to go into the settings and privacy of your LinkedIn profile and then go to visibility. Make sure that your profile is visible and public for all. Most recruiters searching for you won't be connected already, so you can do this so that they will be able to see your face, your title, and your headline. So speaking about headlines, right, that is the next thing that you want to optimize. You want to use a headline that clearly conveys your current role while still makes you searchable and discoverable for recruiters. For example, if you build websites with Webflow, you do not want to go overly broad by just using web developer as your headline. You want to make it specific by using something like web developer building custom websites with Webflow. Now, if you're stuck on how your headline should sound or the exact headline that you should use, what you can do is to research people that are already in positions that you want to fill and look at the way they, describe their headline. So find the one that suits you most and just template your headline after theirs. The goal is for your headline to instantly give recruiters a sense of whether you'd be a great fit for the type of role that they're hiring from. At the same time, you want to avoid niche titles that are so specific that no one would think about, searching for them. The right headline, I would say, always makes you easily discoverable and relevant among so many potential employers. The next tip I would like to share is closely related to your headline. It's about using a personalized banner. So adding a customized banner is such an easy way to make your profile stand out. The recommended banner on LinkedIn is 1584 by 396 pixels or a 129:8 aspect ratio. Now, to be clear, recruiters might not necessarily even see this banner, but it's still a great way to showcase your personality, and it might just be the perfect conversation starter if they actually do see it. So use the space wisely. So don't worry about hiring a graphic designer to create your banner for you. You can just go to canva.com play around with the templates and images that you already have to create something that adequately reflects your brand. One thing to keep in mind is to keep your banner simple, right? You do not want to overdo it by putting so many images or so many colors. Keep it simple. Simple does it best. I found out that it is those little extra details about candidates that go a long way in influencing if a hiring manager or a recruiter will reach out to you. So make sure that you always go the extra mile. Now, the next tip is extremely important. It's called keywords. Sprinkling targeted keywords throughout your profile will help recruiters easily discover your profile on LinkedIn. Remember that they use the LinkedIn Recruiter, and this LinkedIn Recruiter is actually a search engine, so you want to be very strategic with the keywords that you use throughout your profile. For example, as a front-end engineer, I'll naturally add front-end engineering tools, languages, and any related terminology into my profiles, different sections of my profile. This way, when recruiters are looking for expert front-end engineers, all of these keywords will help to boost my profile visibility. So essentially, you want to put yourself in the recruiter's shoes, like we earlier discussed. What soft skills or hard skills would they be looking for? What qualifications would they search for? Then weave all of this into your profile. Now, once you've caught the recruiter's attention, the next step is to help them connect with you easily. And this is what brings us to the contact information. Your contact information on your LinkedIn profile is so important. You do not want to make it difficult for recruiters to reach out to you. I can't tell you how many profiles that I come across on LinkedIn that they have their LinkedIn messages blocked from non-connections. Doing this could mean that you're losing out on, fantastic opportunities because you do not share your contact details. So at the very least, always include your email address under your contact information section. You do not necessarily need to publicize your personal details like your address, but giving recruiters an avenue to reach out to you is crucial, right? You could also link your website or portfolio if you have one. The most important thing is to eliminate any friction or barriers that a recruiter will have contacting you. Always make it easy for them to contact you. Next up is the LinkedIn Open to Work feature. This feature is terribly underutilized, but it can be a real game changer for you and your profile. Essentially, the Open to Work feature signals to recruiters that you are open and eager to hear about new job opportunities in your field. So even if you're just getting started on a new role, I suggest that you turn on your Open to Work feature. You never really know when your dream job might come along. And if recruiters visit your profile and they see that you aren't necessarily open to work, they will likely not reach out to you. Then all you have to do is to wait to say yes or no to opportunities that come along. Now let's talk about the experience section, right? The experience section. I like to think of the experience section as that crown for your LinkedIn profile. This is where you need to make those past accomplishments and jobs that you've done in the past shine. Now, one mistake that people make here is to just list the responsibilities from old descriptions, right? This is boring. Instead, what you need to do is to showcase what you specifically did on that role. I always recommend using the STAR framework, that is the situation, the task, the action, and the results that you accomplished. Start by describing the unique situations and the objectives that you had for that particular job. Then detail the key tasks that were assigned to you. Next, call out the standout actions that you took to overcome any obstacles or what you did to exceed expectations. So finally, spotlight the incredible results that made you an MVP on your previous role. Your LinkedIn experience section should really spotlight the moments that shaped your personal brand as a leader or as an employee in whatever role that you had previously. So make every experience, especially the latest few, really count on your experience section. Can you guess the next thing? It really is having a profile that is well connected. Now, connections on LinkedIn are everything, right? Building up your network strengthens your visibility for recruiters. So think about, the old school Facebook when you could view all your friends' activities. LinkedIn is very similar to that, right? It's very transparent. It shows you the connections that you have between people, and connections matter because recruiters always prioritize their search results based on the degree of connection. First degree connections rank the highest, then second degree connections, then third degree connections. So if a recruiter searches for a marketing manager and you pop up but you are indirectly linked to them, other candidates will surface first. But if you and the recruiter share several connections, or maybe their company has employees in your network, then you immediately just jump to the top of that search. To improve your connection on LinkedIn, start by connecting with colleagues, former co-workers, acquaintances, then strategically add players at these organizations that you want to work for. So penetrate their circles little by little. Also engage with your connections by commenting on their posts, liking and sharing, relevant posts. Recruiters rely heavily on LinkedIn to source talent. So give them an easy trail, kind of like breadcrumbs to find you through all of these shared ties and shared connections. All right, this is really an important one: profile credibility. You may be wondering, how do I make my LinkedIn profile actually seem legit to recruiters or hiring managers? LinkedIn may be a social media, yes, but you need to come across as a true professional and not just someone that is pretending with a fake profile. So let me share my top 2 tips to boost your credibility on LinkedIn. The first one is try to get as many connections with people that you truly know, people that you've worked with in the past. Growing your connections with real people over time, like we discussed in the previous section, can really help you pop up when recruiters are looking for experts in your field. Now, the second tip is to get LinkedIn recommendations. This public, endorsements could be from past managers, direct reports, senior colleagues, or people that you've worked with, in the past. And I will tell you that LinkedIn recommendations are like gold. So let me give you my semi-controversial opinion. Don't just ask your colleagues or your friend for a LinkedIn recommendation. I know it's really easier, right? But from a perspective of a recruiter, how do they know that your colleague is not just hyping you, right? So what you should do is to focus on leaders, managers that have worked with you closely and evaluated your work. Their perspective, I would say, carries a lot more weight than just asking a colleague to write a recommendation for you. Another thing I would like to suggest is to request, connections from well-known people in your industry rather than just entry-level connections. This is because their credibility will boost yours by association. It shows that you're truly working the work when it comes to your skill sets and your work ethic. So connect, engage, impress, and then leverage your network to land those credible, boosting recommendations. That could really be the difference between a recruiter taking a chance on you or moving on to the next candidate. And with that, we've come to the end of my top secret tips to optimize your LinkedIn and have recruiters blowing up your DM. If you found this video helpful, smash the like button and make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any exclusive career tips and freelancing tips. Chances are, if you're here, you're probably thinking about freelancing or working as a freelancer. So don't forget to check out my videos where I give and share freelance tips that will help you succeed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around. Bye for now.